Ever notice how your home feels messy by noon, even after you've tidied up in the morning? It's frustrating, isn't it? Like, no matter how much effort you put in, the counters get cluttered, crumbs appear on the floor, and somehow the day already feels behind you. I know exactly how that feels. I've been there more times than I'd like to admit. The truth is, it's not about being lazy or not caring. It's the little choices we make in the first hour of the day that ripple through everything else. A few simple habits can quietly set the tone for the entire home, keeping things calm and under control. Have you noticed how tiny messes, left unchecked, seem to grow by afternoon? It's subtle, but it changes the way your whole day feels. Today, I want to share 6 morning habits that make a real difference, and I'm curious. Do you think your mornings could feel lighter with just a few small shifts? Let me know in the comments. Let's start with the first habit, and it's one that's simple but surprisingly powerful: making your bed immediately after getting up. It might seem small, almost trivial, but think about how your bedroom feels when you leave it as it is. The sheets are wrinkled, pillows are scattered, and the moment you walk in, or even just glance over, you sense a kind of chaos. It's subtle, but our brains pick up on it. An unmade bed doesn't just sit there. It quietly communicates messiness to the rest of the room. And somehow, the rest of your day can feel a little less orderly because of it. Now, here's the gentle adjustment. It doesn't have to be complicated or perfect. Take just 2 minutes to straighten your sheets, fluff your pillows, maybe fold a throw blanket across the foot of the bed. That's it. No need to make it look like a magazine cover, just enough so that your space feels tidy. Those 2 minutes are more than just a chore. They're a kind of daily reset. Right away, the room feels calmer, and your mind picks up on that sense of order without you even thinking about it. There's something quietly satisfying about seeing a made bed first thing in the morning. It gives a small but meaningful sense of control. You start your day knowing that at least one thing in your home is in place, and that little victory sets a gentle tone for the rest of your morning. It's a habit that signals to yourself that the day can be managed, that small actions matter, and that calm can be created with almost no effort at all. I wonder, have you ever noticed how a neat bed changes how you feel about the entire room? Even if the rest of the house is still waking up, that little bit of order feels like a steady anchor. Some mornings you might be in a rush, and that's okay. Just straightening the pillows can be enough to give you that feeling of accomplishment. Over time, making your bed immediately becomes automatic, and the sense of calm it brings becomes part of your day without even trying. It's a tiny habit, but it's the kind that quietly transforms not just your bedroom, but the way you move through your morning and the way your home feels as a whole. The second habit is all about your kitchen counters, and it's one that often goes unnoticed, but it makes a huge difference in how your home feels throughout the day. Even if you cleaned yesterday, have you ever walked into your kitchen in the morning and noticed little piles of mail, a stray mug, a couple of keys, maybe a stray spoon or two? Overnight, small items seem to appear out of nowhere, and before you know it, the counters look cluttered. It's subtle, almost invisible at first, but our minds sense that little bit of disorder. And that quiet sense of chaos can make the whole morning feel heavier, like you're starting the day behind. Here's the adjustment. Spend just about 60 seconds giving your counters a quick sweep. Pick up anything that doesn't belong, put it back where it goes, and give the surface a gentle wipe. No need to scrub every corner or disinfect like you're preparing for a dinner party. Just a simple tidy that clears the visual noise. Doing this before breakfast has a magical effect. Suddenly, the counters aren't competing for your attention. They're calm, clean, and ready to be used. You can prepare your coffee, pour your cereal, or set out your breakfast without feeling like you're wading through clutter. The benefit is immediate and surprisingly satisfying. Clear surfaces make the space feel bigger, brighter, and more open. You notice it without even thinking about it. It's like your kitchen takes a deep breath and lets you do the same. And emotionally, that little sweep gives a sense of readiness. You're starting the day organized, even if the rest of the house hasn't been touched yet. There's a calm in that, a feeling that things are under control, and it's remarkable how just 1 minute can influence your mood for hours. Have you ever paused for a moment in the morning after tidying the counters and realized how much lighter the room feels? It's a quiet, almost invisible win, but it sets the tone for the rest of the day. Over time, this habit becomes second nature. Even on mornings when you're pressed for time, those 60 seconds are enough to create that sense of order and ease. And once you notice how much smoother your mornings feel with clear counters, it's hard not to make it part of your daily routine. Could you imagine starting every morning with that small, calming victory already under your belt? It's simple, quick, and surprisingly powerful. The third habit is one that can make a surprisingly big difference in how your morning feels: handling your breakfast dishes right away. Think about the usual routine. Maybe you've enjoyed a quiet cup of coffee, had some toast, and now the plates, cups and utensils are sitting in the sink. Even small piles like that can create a sense of mental clutter. Those leftover crumbs, a half-empty mug or a stray spoon, are tiny stress triggers. They don't just sit there physically, they hover in your mind as a reminder of tasks you haven't done yet. By leaving them, even for a short while, it can make the kitchen feel unfinished, like the day has already started with a little weight on your shoulders. Here's the gentle adjustment. Rinse and load your dishes immediately after you finish eating. It doesn't need to be perfect or time-consuming, just a quick rinse and stack in the dishwasher or a fast hand wash if you don't have one. Those simple actions clear the visual clutter instantly, removing the silent reminders that can quietly nag at you all morning. Within minutes, the sink is empty, the counters are clear, and your kitchen feels ready to support the rest of your day. That little moment of attention transforms the space, making it feel organized and calm. The benefit isn't just about cleanliness. It's about emotional lightness. Walking past a tidy sink gives a small but meaningful sense of accomplishment. You've completed a task before the day really begins, which sets a tone of control and order. That sense of satisfaction might be subtle at first, but it's noticeable, and it quietly reinforces that small habits matter. Over time, this routine becomes automatic, and mornings start to feel smoother, lighter, and a little easier to manage. And here's a gentle reminder as we move through these habits. It doesn't have to be perfect. Even doing a few of these routines consistently makes a meaningful difference. Some mornings you might only manage 1 or 2, and that's absolutely fine. Progress isn't about doing everything. It's about creating small wins that build up over time. Think for a moment. If you could adopt just 1 or 2 habits from today's list, which do you think would make your morning feel a little calmer, a little more in control? That reflection is part of the process too, noticing what works for you and letting go of the pressure to do it all. Small shifts like these can quietly transform not just your kitchen, but the way your entire day unfolds. The fourth habit is what I like to call the clothes and shoes patrol. It's simple, but it addresses one of those little annoyances that can quietly weigh on you throughout the day. Have you ever walked through your home in the morning and noticed shoes left by the door, a sweater draped over a chair, or a pair of socks on the floor? These small bits of disorganization might seem harmless, but they create a kind of visual clutter that your brain can't ignore. Even if everything else is tidy, these scattered items disrupt the flow of your home and can make the day feel a little heavier, like you're navigating through minor obstacles without even realizing it. Here's the adjustment. As you move through your home during your morning routine, take a moment to pick up any misplaced items. Shoes go back in their spot, clothes are hung or folded, and anything that's out of place gets returned to where it belongs. It only takes a few seconds each time, but the cumulative effect is remarkable. By keeping the pathways clear and surfaces free of stray items, your home immediately feels calmer and more navigable. There's a subtle satisfaction in seeing a room where everything has its place, even if only for a moment, and it creates a sense of order that carries through the day. The benefit extends beyond physical tidiness. Clearing these small obstacles allows your mind to move through the space without distraction. There's a sense of flow, a quiet rhythm that emerges when you don't have to step over shoes or navigate around scattered clothes. That little bit of effort gives you freedom to move through your morning with ease. It's a gentle, almost meditative habit. As you straighten the items around you, your mind straightens too. You feel a sense of accomplishment and calm, knowing that you've set your environment up for a smoother day. The fifth habit is one that often gets overlooked, but can completely change how your home feels in the morning, bringing in fresh air and natural light. Have you ever noticed how a room can feel heavy or a little gloomy when the windows are closed, curtains drawn, and the air is still? Even if you've tidied everything, that dimness and stuffiness can make the space feel smaller, cluttered, or less inviting. It's subtle, but our minds respond to it. Light and fresh air aren't just about the environment. They influence how calm, alert, and ready for the day we feel. Here's the adjustment. Take a few moments each morning to open windows or doors where you can safely do so, and let the daylight pour in. Pull back a curtain, let the morning sun spill across the floor, and breathe deeply as the fresh air circulates through your home. It doesn't have to be a long ritual. Just a few minutes is enough to change the energy of the space. Suddenly the rooms feel lighter, more open, and more alive. That simple act signals to your mind that the day is beginning and that your home is awake and ready to support you. The benefit is immediate. Spaces that felt dim, closed, or a little oppressive transform into areas that feel airy, bright, and inviting. Your kitchen, living room, or bedroom becomes a place where you can move freely, think clearly, and start your day without feeling weighed down. Even small gestures like this create a rhythm, a gentle flow that carries through your morning. The house itself seems to breathe, and you can feel the difference in your own posture, energy, and mood. The sixth and final habit is what I like to call a 1-minute mindful sweep. It's simple, quick, and yet it makes a big difference in keeping your home feeling calm and cared for. Even in the tidiest homes, floors and surfaces can quietly collect crumbs, dust, or little stray bits that go unnoticed until they pile up, and suddenly the space feels messy again. It's not about letting things get dirty, it's about catching those small bits before they become clutter that distracts or frustrates you. When you walk through your home and notice even tiny debris, it's like a subtle weight on your mind, making the whole environment feel less peaceful than it actually is. Here's the gentle adjustment. Take just 1 minute to scan a room with a small broom, dust cloth, or even a handheld vacuum if you like. Move slowly and mindfully, paying attention to surfaces that catch crumbs or stray objects. It doesn't have to be perfect or thorough. This is about prevention, not deep cleaning. By dedicating a single focus minute to notice and clear the little things, you stop clutter before it accumulates. That's all it takes to maintain a sense of order and calm throughout your home. The benefit is immediate. You prevent build-up, and in doing so, you preserve the feeling of a tidy, welcoming space without needing to spend long periods tidying later. There's a quiet satisfaction in seeing a surface clear or a floor spotless after just a minute of attention. It creates a sense of accomplishment that starts the day on a positive, proactive note. And emotionally, it gives you calm, a feeling that you're in control of your environment and that small, consistent actions matter. Over time, this habit becomes second nature. Even on mornings when you're in a hurry, 1 minute is all it takes to maintain that sense of order and flow. And here's a small invitation for reflection. Could you try one of these 6 habits tomorrow morning and see the difference for yourself? Even picking just one to start with can transform how your home feels and how your morning unfolds. These small, mindful actions quietly add up, leaving you feeling lighter, more organized, and ready to enjoy the day ahead. When you step back, these little morning habits do more than just tidy your home. They quietly shape how your whole day feels. Making your bed, clearing the counters, taking care of breakfast dishes right away, picking up stray clothes and shoes, letting in fresh air and sunlight, and doing a quick 1-minute sweep. Each small action prevents little messes from piling up and keeps your home feeling calm. It's amazing how these tiny routines save energy, reduce stress, and give you a little breathing room to enjoy your morning, whether it's a quiet cup of coffee, reading, or just moving through your space without feeling rushed. There's a subtle sense of satisfaction that comes from seeing a clear counter, a made bed, or a floor free of clutter. The house feels lighter, and you feel lighter too. Tiny morning habits don't just clean your home, they set the tone for your day, giving you peace and control without needing hours of effort or perfection. And if any of these ideas resonate with you, I'd love it if you gave this video a like, or even consider subscribing for more simple ways to make your home and mornings feel calmer. It's nice knowing we're sharing these little wins together. I remember one morning I skipped that quick counter sweep. By lunchtime, crumbs were everywhere, a mug left on the table, and even a spoon had wandered onto the floor. I laughed at the chaos, because even the simplest habit shows how much small routines matter. So tell me, what's one tiny morning habit that keeps your home calmer? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Sharing these small victories reminds us that we're all finding ways to make our mornings lighter and our days a little easier.